Hey everyone, welcome to a quick tutorial for Kanji and Kana. This is meant for Henna use, but if you're looking for a tutorial on how to write characters, I guess this will work for just about anybody. I'm going to use my my Sharpie just for ease of use and make things go a little bit faster. But the reason I wanted to put this together was I had recently spotted an artist who I was just kind of observing, and she had a list of, you know, one of those sample sheets of characters that people sometimes download or you know, find on Google Images, and she actually turned the book upside down and backwards and just wrote garbage. I mean, not the word garbage. It was just a meaningless character that she wrote on this poor person's arm, and I kind of felt bad, you know, because if you think of characters as drawing rather than a kind of writing, it's easy to write them in a way that is either illegible or is just completely wrong. So I just wanted to do a really quick, I mean, quick is relative because this is the introductory book for Japanese students to write, to learn to write characters, and it's I don't know, a couple hundred pages, and this just covers through 6th grade, 416 pages. But so I only know Japanese. I can't speak to you about Chinese characters. The brief overview is that Japanese writing is based on the Chinese system, and by and large they share the same meanings, but there are some exceptions. So there's 3 basic ways to write in Japanese. The first one is hiragana, if you'll excuse my handwriting, and that's these ones. If you kind of look at the big box here, let me just make sure you can see what I'm pointing at. Yeah, okay. That's these ones. They look kind of rounded, and these stand for sounds rather than meanings. So each of these characters here, there's 20 odd of them, and they're for writing native Japanese words that have always been in Japanese. The second writing system, oops, too far. Also too far. Hang on. Anyway, okay, here we go. Second writing system is katakana. And these two are the kana systems. These are for writing sounds. Katakana are for writing foreign words. So, for example, a foreigner's name or a word that's been shared into Japanese from another language. And they tend to be a little bit more blocky looking. No, I'm way off camera. There we go. So rather than a nice smooth line, they have much blockier lines. And so if you're writing somebody's name, let's say, you want to generally use the katakana system, the foreigner system, because unless you're putting down somebody's name who is Japanese, their name's not a Japanese name, so you would be using this set. So that's the katakana set. And most of the time, if you're writing a name, that's what you would be using. But by and large, it seems like a lot of people use characters. And I'm just going to run through a couple basic points to kind of help with, I don't know, literacy, I guess. The very, very first point is that it's important to pay attention to what's called stroke order. So whenever you write a Japanese character, a Chinese character, the order that you write the lines in matters. So I don't know if you can see. Let me bring this a little bit closer to the... So you can kind of see here, there's a grid. Balance matters. So making sure that how the character sits within a space is balanced properly. But also here you can kind of see there's a little arrow pointing, in this case, left to right. This is the number 1. So if I'm writing the number 1, I always want to start and write it in exactly the same way. I want to start on the left and move to the right. And the reason for that is if you're in the habit of writing things in just one certain way, as Japanese is always written in the same way, every character is written the same way every single time. If you're not doing it that way, it actually looks wrong to someone who's used to reading it. It's not like your average, person who comes in for henna is going to know that you've written the character backwards or what have you, but I guess it's like anything else. It's nice to show a little bit of respect for the culture. So that would be one. With writing 2, there we go. Do you see how it kind of shows that you have to pay attention to the fact that the top line is shorter than the second? It kind of, the red lines sort of delineate what you should be paying attention to. So top line's a little bit shorter, and the second line's a little bit longer. And here, for example, for 3, how it's got, kind of shows you that there's a space. What it means there is that space in between the characters matters. So 3, for example, we would write 2 shorts and a slightly longer one. Paying attention to how much space there is between each of the lines. I'm not going to give you all of the numbers, but the next one kind of demonstrates a good point, which is for 4 here. Again, stroke order matters, and whenever you're drawing a box for a Chinese or Japanese character, it's always drawn the same way. You're never going to draw it like that. That looks wrong. 1, 2, 3. So anytime you draw a box, 3 strokes, 1, 2, 3. To make the number 4, you add on these fun little doodads. So that's kind of where it gets to matter, how you write stroke order. Let me see. Pull up another one that is common. Okay, so here's the number 9. And again, it matters how you do this. So the first stroke, 1, and the second stroke, 2. That makes a difference compared to, I don't know if you were trying to do it that way, or how would I draw it backwards? Like, for example, this looks very wrong compared to that. So obviously I'm not going to go through 6 years worth of education, but I just wanted to kind of give you a sense of how characters go together. So what I actually did was I put together a list of some pretty common, let me just pull it up on my computer. Okay, some pretty common characters to kind of show you how the stroke order would look for those. So anyway, stroke order is the one thing, and balance is the other, which is going to kind of come up in drawing some of these more complicated characters. So the first one, let's do I. That's very, very common. This means love. And a lot of times, Japanese characters are sort of written with what are called radicals. So components of basic symbols that are repeated in different ways. So this top part here has a particular meaning. This next bit here has a particular meaning. Okay, so there's love, in case you don't see it very often. And again, it matters how you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's do B is another one. This is beauty. So in general, you're going to go top to bottom and left to right. So Okay, so there's beauty. And again, if you were to see, I don't really like the way I wrote that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you were to just see this character, you might try to draw it sort of willy-nilly, or draw, I don't know, for example, all these lines first and then go this way, and that's going to look illiterate compared to doing it in the proper stroke order. Let's see, how about Sachi, which is, these are the readings, by the way. I beat Sachi. Sachi is like lasting happiness. It's happiness, but like long term, like when you find the thing that you've been looking for forever. Okay, so so again, it matters. It's always, not always, but in general, left to right and top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's do one more. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. Let's do fuku. And this would be like luck. And so this one has kind of 2 bits to it. The first bit here, and then the second part here. This is all one character. So you want to make sure that the 2 halves are fairly close together. This should generally, I'm just going to kind of take a smaller pen and make a box around it. You want to pay attention to the balance of the characters. You want to make sure that in general you're fitting into all 4 quadrants fairly equally, that the left half of the radical and the right half are separated but close enough together. So for example, if I were to, I'll show you a couple ways to do it wrong. If I were to do it like this, for example, this would be wrong because this half is way too big compared to that half. Or if for example here, you see how there's that huge gap between them? You want them to be close together and well balanced. And let's see if I can pull up another. Yeah, let's do a complicated one, right? Can you see over here? Yeah, you can. Okay. So this is one that you see a lot of times on, sort of all-purpose kanji tattoo pages, and this is Ryu. This is dragon. You see this one a lot. So again, we're going to kind of, this has 2 pieces. I just drew a blank. I think it's 2. I'm pretty sure it's 2. Sorry. It's been a while since I've written some of these. So again, if you're looking at balance, that box is too big. You kind of generally want things to fit. So even this is kind of, it's off balance a bit. It's a little bit top heavy here. But this is one of the bigger characters because it's so many strokes all at once. There, like that. So that's sort of the basic idea behind it. I think, you know, there's no way to teach easily or quickly all kinds of characters. And obviously I'm not going to, teach everybody Japanese all in one day. But what I do want to leave you with is actually a website that I use for myself when I'm not sure how to write a character, because you get into the habit of how to do them correctly. But in case you don't happen to know a character offhand, does that show up? A little bit closer. Yeah, okay. I wanted to show you my favorite website. Nihongo is the word for Japanese. Monash is a university. So this website here will allow you to look up different characters. So you can, if you are on the internet and you find a character and you think you want to use it but you're not sure, try the kanji lookup. And that, oops, I'm sorry, text glossing. I'll get there. All right, try the text glossing, and that will, let me just switch over, allow you to copy and paste a character into the text box here, and it will tell you what the meaning is, which is a good idea if you find a character you're not really sure. Does this mean soup, or does it really mean, I don't know, powerful, or whatever character it is you're trying to write? Or if you have a character like this one and you know that it's read as fuku, luck, then you can go over to the kanji lookup. Fuku, oops, wrong language. Or if you know the English meaning, you can look it up that way. So there's different ways to, but I'm gonna, since I know what character I'm looking for, I'm gonna look for fuku, just to show you how this works. And it will come up with a set of options. The one we're looking for is this one. That's the fuku that I want. And then if you look over here, there's two brushes. And this will actually demonstrate for you how to write the character, the stroke order. And it'll give you a good sense of how to balance the character as well. So, if you've got, I don't know, let's do one just to kind of do a quick tutorial on how to use it. Let me back up here. Okay, let's do English meaning, and princess is something that people love to have tattooed on. This one's the more common. So if you were to come over here and click on the brush, it will show you how to write the character. And I think that's probably better than any, long tutorial that I could give you, is just to give you the tools of how to look it up for yourself. So that is the basics of what I had to show you. I hope it was helpful. Anyway, let me know if it's not, and I'll try to fix it. Or if you have any questions, let me just write down my information. This is me. Make that big enough to see here. And I'm on Facebook. You can email me. Oops. And if you ever have a question, or you're not sure about a character, or you have a page and you just want to double check that you didn't accidentally write septic tank or something, just go ahead and shoot it to me. I'm very happy to answer questions. So that's all I've got for today. Thanks so much. Bye.